Horses! Horses are walking. Wow, I have nothing to talk about. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Another vlog. Thought I would throw one out there since I promised you guys one. So here's a vlog. Just kind of riding around town a little bit while I do it. Yeah. And I need to clean my shield because it's really dirty. Wow. Anyways. So yeah, that's the vlog. A few things. Of course, I'm back from vacation now. Yeah. And also, I'm going on a big group ride this weekend up through the mountains. It's a pretty kind of casual ride, no knee drag and stuff like that, just kind of riding up through the mountains. Might bring the GoPro along on that, might do a little footage, so might have a riding video that comes out. But other than that, let's go on to the vlog. So, as I kind of talked about in my last few vlogs, I wanted to do one on why I got into motorcycling, why I started riding. Of course, I started a few months ago, back in May, that's when I started riding. But I want to talk about why I decided to. Now, of course, I do fall into the category of some of those common reasons, like you know, it's a lot of fun and it's freedom, and it's definitely a different way of looking at the world and the road, because there's nothing between you and the cars around you and the road, except for your gear, of course. So that makes it a much different experience, and I would say a much more exhilarating experience, if you will. It's a lot more. It requires a lot more attention and a lot more interesting. But other than that, if you were to sum up why I started riding with one reason, I would say that it was because of my father, my dad. And so my dad started when he was younger. He used to have I believe it was like a 1979 Suzuki 500 or something like that. Bike he rode a long ways ago, and used to ride that until about the mid 80s or so, when my older brother was born. And then for few decades, that motorcycle sat on the side of the house, did nothing, and it was just covered by a tarp, and that was it. Well, a few years back, you know, my dad's retired now and stuff, and he decided that he was going to take that motorcycle and fix it up and ride it again. And so took it out off the side, you know, side of the house, and put it on a trailer and had it taken to a mechanic, a guy who specializes, I guess, if you will, in restoring classic motorcycles. So motorcycle went in, and it was being restored, and it got fully restored back to, you know, new condition, with all the carbs cleaned out and new seat put on it and all that, you know, whatever. And so then he started riding again, and I thought it was pretty cool that he started riding again. Well, after a little while of riding that bike, he decided that he was ready to move up. And so probably a couple of years ago, he bought I believe 2006 Suzuki Boulevard S83, which is, you know, a big cruiser kind of bike. I believe it's like a 1300 cc or something like that, V-twin. Really, it's actually a really nice bike and stuff. So he bought that and was riding it, and, you know, every weekend, or, you know, every few weeks or whatever, I would hear about how he went, you know, on these big, awesome rides up the hill, you know, up in the hills and through the canyons and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And that kind of what piqued my interest in motorcycles. And so for probably a season or two, I guess 2 years or so, I was kind of interested in motorcycles. You know, I got interested in them, I guess, but I didn't end up getting one until this season, of course. Started looking for a bike and signed myself up for the basic rider course, which I took back in May, because you know, I just kind of, at that point, I just wanted to get my endorsement, get set up, so that way if, you know, I happen to get a motorcycle or find one that I wanted, I would be ready to ride. So I signed up for the class, and I was, you know, all excited about it, waiting for 2 weeks or so, and then I was looking for actually an SV650. That was the kind of bike I wanted. And in my search for an SV650, I found my Gladius, because of course they're very similar bikes. So when you would do, you know, search results for purchasing one and stuff, search results for purchasing an SV650, this came up because there are similar bikes. Of course, this is the bike that like came after the SV. And so I found this bike, and I was like, that's the one I want. And of course, I ended up buying it, and here I am today. So back to my dad. The reason why I wanted to start riding was, like I said, because of him, and it was because he was telling me about all those cool rides that he was doing, and I really just wanted to get into it. And I really wanted to get into it so I could ride with him. I wanted to ride through the mountains around with my dad. And so, you know, that's just how I got into it. He helped me out with getting the bike, and got me, you know, on his insurance. So you know, we were getting a discount, you know, whatever, multi-car motorcycle discount thing. And so yeah, he's the biggest reason why I wanted to get on a motorcycle, is because I wanted to do the fun rides that he was doing, and I wanted to do it with him. And now, of course, I mean, there's been several times, you know, every week, every other week, on the weekends, we go for a ride up in those mountains, which you can hardly see right now because there's a bunch of smoke, apparently, from wildfires in the northwest part of the country. So not too pretty right now, but normally there. Anyways, so that's the reason why I started riding. And like I said, all those other reasons, of course, take into place. You know, it's a lot of fun, and I guess you could say you get better gas mileage because the bike gets like 60 miles per gallon. But other than that, it was my dad. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. You know, why I got into motorcycling. So, and I think it's a pretty cool reason, honestly, to want to get into motorcycling. Helps if I aim in first. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a good reason, if you haven't started riding yet, you want to, and maybe you're trying to convince your parents, find a cool reason like that. Because it's really been a way that not only have I had lots of fun, but it's been a way that my father and I kind of connected in a whole different way, and, you know, bonded and mushy stuff, whatever you want to say. So I think that's, I'm going to cut this vlog for now. Like I said, maybe I'll post a video this weekend for that group ride that I'm going on. But if not, watch out for another vlog next week. So yeah, I'm out. Peace.